Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Planet Film Network. I am one of your hosts, Sean Monk,
And I'm TJ Cornwell.
and welcome back to a kind of PFN special here, a little special review. As you can see by the thumbnail, we are review the thumbnail and the title of the video. We are reviewing season 1, episode 1 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the premiere episode, New World Order. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the only reason we're doing it like this is because the Snyder Cut fell on the same weekend as this. So we decided to talk about the Snyder Cut on Planet Hero Live. You can go back and take a look at that live stream. We do a very big, in-depth breakdown and review of what we thought of the Snyder Cut. So check that out. But without further ado, TJ, you want to let us know a little bit about this episode?
Yeah, as you said before, it's called New World Order. Episode's about 49 minutes. Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes realize that their futures are anything but normal. Directed by Carrie Skoglund and written by Malcolm Spellman. And then starring Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, and Don Cheadle.
Boom, yeah. So let's break it down. Do you want to go with your initial thoughts first on what you thought of the return of these characters and the start of the show?
Yeah, I thought it was a very good episode. I liked like the whole action set piece in the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like seeing like you see Sam's family throughout the episode. And of course you see kind of Bucky like battling with like PTSD and then like everything, like the people he's helped get into the position of power and how that is all kind of going about, especially like with his therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And how he has to make amends by like basically like catching the people he's put in power and like basically leading them to the authorities. And then and his step 3, it's a 3-step process, and his third step is to say his name and say he's no longer the Winter Soldier, something
Yeah,
like that.
which I
And
think is
it's
so
it's
funny.
pretty. There's some good comedic beats
Oh yeah.
that I thought was good. We don't see them together in this episode at all, which they also like say like, oh, Bucky's been like ignoring Sam's text messages, which I thought was
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And then I thought, of course, like the ending is like maybe one of the most punchable faces you've ever seen
Yeah,
in the history of
I thought it was
something being
Miles
on
Teller for a
screen.
second.
Like
Um,
the way the helmet is kind of like sunk on Wyatt Russell's face, it just looks so stupid.
Yeah. And I'll say I think that to me, I know we talked about this a little bit before. That to me is I think that's going to play into the story a little bit. That it doesn't quite look right on him. Like, you know what I mean? I feel
Right.
like it's going to play into the general public's kind of opinion of US agent. Is I think that the government's going to be pushing him really hard as the new guy, and I feel like the
Hmm.
people maybe aren't going to be as receptive as people think. Um,
Right.
and then not to say that they're going to be like just immediately receptive as Sam is Cap, because I think that's also not going to be the case. Um, but yeah, I think that goes into it. And then also, we get the great appearance of Don Cheadle, who basically just the camera's just panning over the crowd, and then all of a sudden, bang, like Rhodey's there, and I was like, oh, okay,
Right.
awesome. Like he said he was going to pop up, and there it is. I will say, I liked Rhodey's scene. I hope that I hope this isn't the last we see of him in this show. Because I'd like a little more set up for Armor Wars and kind of where he's at as a character right now. We got a
Hmm.
little taste when Sam is up on stage talking about, the symbols that were left behind by some of the people that are no longer with us. You hear Sam saying that, but the shot is on Rhodey, and you can clearly tell Sam is talking about Steve, but Rhodey is clearly thinking about Tony. Like, and I
Right.
just think that's a great and like Don Cheadle, he doesn't even have any lines in his first scene. It's all just him reacting to what Sam is saying. And I thought it was a really good performance, just in that little, beat of Sam's
Right.
speech there.
And then the other thing I thought was interesting was them kind of leading into the whole like race element of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like you see it with like U.S. Agent, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
With that, and it's kind of like, oh, thanks Sam for giving the shield back, and then they give it to this freaking. Of course, he's like a fucking white guy. And it looks like they pulled off the street. to be the symbol of Captain America when it's clearly Sam's role to take on.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course with the whole bank thing when his sister's trying to get a loan and Sam's like, oh, we can consolidate all this debt into a loan um and to be able to keep the house and the boat, which has been in their family forever.
Yeah.
And when they're at the bank and basically they're talking post blip, which I again liked. I liked that they're kind of getting more into the whole post blip thing and how that affects everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy at the bank is like, oh well, I can't give you a loan. Like things have been tightening up, and his sister says like, oh, like it's funny how everything always tightens up when it's us trying to,
Yeah.
get a thing. And the guy's like, whoa, I didn't mean it like that. Like I didn't. Whoa,
Yeah.
this isn't a race thing. Even though like Sam like going there, he's like, oh, I'll be able, like I'm Falcon, like everybody knows me, like
Yeah.
and even the guy like knows who he is,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't help in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved that aspect of it. I loved a bunch of the scenes. So let's kind of pivot a little bit and talk some more about the whole Bucky storyline that we've seen
Okay.
in this episode. So do you want to talk about, him and his little bar buddy and what that means?
Yeah. So like the whole like he's kind of befriended this like older Asian man.
Mm.
And they go to like this like sushi place. And basically he gets this date with the one girl who works there. And I think they're talking about his son who like
Yeah.
passed away or was deceased. And a little earlier in the episode, you see Bucky's having a nightmare of one of his missions when he was a Winter Soldier, and he kills this younger Asian like scientist, I think he is, or like
Who was
consultant.
just like he was just like a witness. Like he
was just like a witness, yeah. And it turns out that son is that guy's son.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, it's like they really hit you like over the head, like in the first like 20 minutes of the show, like after like the whole action set piece and everything. It's like, oof, So I thought that was raw. I'm interested to see where that goes. Like, I don't think he's ever gonna like, admit that he was the one who killed him. But
really, you don't think
I'm
he
interested
ever will?
to see. I don't know. I don't know how that guy would take it. Like, especially who knows how long they've like been like friends. Yeah,
after
so it's like
after a whole bunch of time, like that'd be a pretty awkward conversation.
Right.
Like I don't even know how that would work.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was a great like I don't know if you want to call it a twist, but like a great kind of reveal. I really liked that in this episode. And it goes back to the line in Civil War where Tony says, do you even remember them? And Bucky goes, I remember all of them. Because it's like this guy for 80 years was just used as like basically a meat puppet to like just murder people. Like that was pretty much it. And he has all those freaking memories in there. Like, Jesus, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm assuming we're gonna get more like bits of that because he has like a whole list, and stuff like that. So I think it will definitely get more bits and pieces of that. And then of course, like the other he's kind of like a side character is the army guy that's kind of on the ground in the beginning of the episode when he's kind of talking to Sam through what he's in the air, and this guy is basically kind of tracking this terrorist organization through like these like handprints that appear like on his phone when he like takes the camera out. And then he basically tries to like infiltrate this like meeting for the group. And as soon as he like pulls a gun on like what looks to be like the leader, he gets his ass beat. And there's clearly some sort of super soldier serum type thing going on here, which I found interesting.
Yeah. Now one thing, all right, I'm going to lend this to you. So, I can't remember if it was the director or the showrunner said Zemo is very anti super soldier.
Right.
So that's what I'll say. Like that's basically what somebody said. Do you think there is any possibility that we see in any context them have to team up with Zemo to take down the Flag Smashers in this season?
Uh, I don't know. That
Hmm.
seems. I don't know if they could do
Zemo's
that.
on the
Like I
list
don't
of
know if
Bucky's people to
like
make amends with.
but like I don't know if Bucky could like do that. Like I feel like don't you think he'd be like really mad that basically he like not outed him like on this whole like you
Yeah.
killed Tony's parents, but like I
Hmm.
just don't see that like being like a
Well,
thing. I
he's
it
on
could
the
be, but
yeah. That's true. Actually, he must be pissed because Zemo is on the list of Bucky's people.
oh, Bucky's yeah.
So, um, he's probably trying to get back at him somehow.
Apparently funny Easter egg, Paul Walter Hauser is on that list.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was
That's so
funny.
funny.
Oh yeah, you said that yesterday. Duh. I was like, I thought I watched that on a different video. Then I was like, oh yeah, you told me.
Oh, no,
Um,
yeah.
and yeah, I was just really happy with the episode. Again, like the really only action piece was
The opening.
the beginning, which but again, very, very good. Like I was like it made me like Sam more because I was like, oh, I can see what he can do now.
Yeah.
Because like,
What he's
he's
capable
in
of on
the
his own.
right, he's in the other movies, but he's not like you're focusing more on like Tony, Thor, Cap and everybody.
Yeah.
Not really like Falcon as much. And it was really cool to see like what he can do with just like the wings and that little robot thing.
Yeah. Red Wing.
Yeah, Red Wing.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the episode. I was very excited by it. I'm very looking forward to where the show is going to go from here. I hope that we get to see maybe some other appearance, like another Avenger appearances popping up in there, or maybe
Hmm.
just more of Rhodey. Anything like that. I'm definitely looking forward to. Where would you fall if you had to give a star rating just to this episode? Where would you fall?
Probably like 4.5.
4.5 out of 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd go right there too. 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I think if you are looking for if after WandaVision, if you were one of the people who watched WandaVision and kind of fell off of it and were like, "What's this? This isn't what I like out of the MCU."
Hmm.
That type of vibe. If you go to this show, this is what you want. Like this is the
Right.
MCU vibe of the movies. Like this is direct continuation of the events of Endgame. Direct continuation of stuff in Winter Soldier, Civil War, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely. Mainly I would say continuation of those three films. But yeah, I thought it was an excellent episode, and I'm very excited to see where things are going in the future. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
No, that's it.
Boom. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining us again. Like we said, this is a shorter video just because we did such a long Planet Hero yesterday. We wanted to get this out for you guys, though, to make sure that you could still get our week-to-week reaction of Falcon and Winter Soldier. But we will be back talking Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2 in a live episode of Planet Hero this upcoming weekend. More details we'll probably have for you on Tuesday's live show. So, yeah, with that, again, my name is Sean Monk, which I just realized the name badges are flipped. Sorry about that. My name is Sean Monk over there at Pace Eating Yak on Twitter and on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. You want to close it out?
Yeah, and I'm TJ Cornwell. You can find me at TJ_Cornwell on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment what you thought of this episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then catch us on Tuesday for Planet Film Live. So we will catch you in the next one.